by studying that word, and the more defined and refined, the more we actually use the definition, which is truth. You told us, you said, I am Shiloh. You said, I am the truth. I am the Aletheia. So thank you, Father, for your word and the ability, discernment to discern your word and have a relationship, so that if we study your word, we're going to find out who you are through definition. If you are the truth, if you don't know the definition of the words you're speaking or definitions, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Right, Father? Okay, you are the truth, you are the word, and you are the Aletheia. So a lie. A lie is deception. So most are deceived because they don't define. They won't refine, and they won't literally, they translate, and that's idolatry and pornea, and you divorced your bride for that exact, because you don't want change. You're perfect, and you don't want any change to your agape. So you said, if you agape me, you'll have abundance. So thank you, Father, for the abundance of the word, and the abundance of time and land. And uh-oh, somebody died. Somebody died at Hat's house. Somebody dies normally, and they have a wake, and people more normally mourn. So they don't mourn. Etymology is everything. Father's word, he's the word. So he said in the book of Ecclesiastes, to 7:1, to celebrate, not mourn. So, and we're not celebrate the traditions of men, like Mother's Day, which was yesterday. It's just a tradition of men. Your mother is not your mom. So words, yodes, cosmos, and orderly arrangements. Remember, his words are perfect. He doesn't want us to add or take away. So thanks for coming in. Top of the day to you. Appreciate every day the sun would come up at the horizo. They called it the light at the horizon. He didn't say on the light, he said on the horizo, on the separator, the dark and the light. Father is pure. So he wants us not to change. That Hebrew word is froer. It means to add or take away or twist. So thanks for coming in. Having a conversation about definition. Father said, I am the Aletheia. Remember? Shiloh, the one who, Hamashiach, he birthed the son because they perverted his word. So Father doesn't like perverts. He doesn't like people. His word is perfect. He doesn't want it. The very first people he deals with when he comes back is the false teachers, the word prophet, or the people who tell or talk about his word. And you have to. You can't hide it. You have to. Says don't boast because you know, but woe if you don't share the light. So he doesn't want us to change things, add or take away. Pervert. It's a word that it's perfect. His word is perfect. He said, don't add or take away, or I'll blot your name out. You're not gonna be called out. You won't be at the supper. He doesn't want us to sup and they lay. It's about a relationship. You don't lay with vipers. You know, when you laid with somebody, you were married. That's the way it was in Deuteronomy. So now it's Corinthians. Read these two Paul's writings on how we yoke equally. He doesn't want us to unequally or yoke or add or pervert. See, this is all idolatry. The Greek word is pornea, idolatrious. You're serving self and not serving you're serving your eyes. You're not serving the agape is the word. That's Father. That's love. If you love Father, then you'll do what he tells you. You won't mourn. You'll celebrate death. When somebody dies, they don't have to be here trapped in this prohorizo, enslaved in the flesh and the sin and the dark, in prison and pulled to his light. Only does he pull his bride to his light. He said, if I didn't call out to their wicked hearts that are continuously filled with wickedness, not one of us would seek after him, not one of us. So you're not bringing anybody, you're not being saved. There's no such thing as accepting Christ. There's no free will. It's called self-will, idolatria. So here we go again. So what do you think, guys? HANTA, meaning scamdemic again. Is a virus a living organism? Put it in the chat, yes or no. Is a virus a living organism? Let's see if we can have a conversation. Father's the word. This is how you find out. You can debunk. Remember, decode, decipher, discern. With definition is everything. Aletheia, truth. He said, I am the Aletheia. If you want to find Father, you need to study the word, not some deity, little g, God in a temple, or the body's a temple under this covenant. Remember, we're not under the physical laws of flesh and ritual and fee and fine and celebration. Remember, so we're not supposed to celebrate. You think viruses are alive? Okay, well, thank you for your thought. But what is the truth? I don't want your thoughts. I want to know yes or no. What is it? What I know. But thank you for your. It's not, if you get a right or wrong answer, I'm not going to throw your feet to the fire, hold you up against the wall. Most people are idiots, which means they don't know. Idiotas or ignoramus is the same. It's unskilled, unlabored, unlearned. They never heard it or seen it. Okay, so that's, I won't hold that against you. You probably never actually studied whether a virus, like let me put in just the tip ritual they did on, guys tell you that, ladies, huh? How'd that ever work out for you? When he said he didn't want to put in just the tip, well, that's virology, remember? So, oh, viruses aren't alive. Then if it's something that's sitting there and it's on the counter and it's dead, how do you catch it? It's got to be rammed or jabbed into you. 1, 2, are we doing this again? 3, this is how we vaccinate cattle, or, the mucous membrane, you can, at the top of your sinus, your nasal cavity, well, never mind, not your, why are they putting and I don't want to do this again. So I'm a veteran, so they can do their face diaper ritual again. Have you standing on the 666 XXX 6 feet apart, fornicating with their pornea, their little. Why don't you define anything? So, Bob, so what are we afraid of? Why were we afraid of the scamdemic? Remember, virology is they'll put in a little bit, remember, just the tip or whatever you want to call it, and then your body builds up an autoimmunity, kind of like that protein spike mimicker. They put in the messenger relay in people's DNA. They went and tapped in. You have 2 strands. Remember, DNA is the kind of like like the 2 snakes up the pole on the red cross. Pharmakia, sorcery. But yeah. Herd immunity. Uh-oh, here we go. We're herding them like cattle again. Go inside, flatten the curve. We're going to do this again, huh? Fear, fear, fear. You can't catch a virus, brothers and sisters. That's not possible. It's not. Did you hear what Bob said? It's not a living organism. A fungus, you have 3 autoimmune responses. Anybody know the 3 autoimmune responses? Put it in the chat. Anybody study virology? Anybody do nutrition, health? Not MD, medical doctor. They'll sew your leg back on at the emergency room. I'm talking about nutritional, ND. They like to put NDs and make them take dirt naps because they don't like. Doctors don't stay in business. Snakes up the pole, pharmakia, with healthy people. They need to sell you the cure, right? So bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease. That's Apollyon, Satan, Mithra, the one birthed on December 25th in the middle of the winter. So remember Rome. Planet means wander. You can roam out of here. I don't live on planets, do we? Is anybody living on a planet? Put a 1 in the chat if you live on a planet. So now we've established that a virus is not alive. Why are you afraid of a virus then? You can't catch something that's not alive, right? So do you know the 3 autoimmune responses? This is what your body does if you stress it out. You don't get enough sleep, party too hard, just overstress yourself. This is all part of, your body's ability to remove toxicity from your body. You have organs, obviously, livers, kidneys, all these. Okay, anyways. Your lower intestine where you absorb all your nutrition. But okay, anybody know anything about the body, anatomy, astronomy? You want to talk about the stars? How's your head in the stars? Lunar ticks? It's not, nobody wants to answer me. You live on a planet? Anybody living on a planet? You live on a planet? Planet wander? Alien means foreign, just so you know. Father is not in the sky. So, yeah, problem, reaction, solution, initiation, propagation, and resolution. It's a Hegelian dialect. Good stuff, Bob. Thanks for coming in again, Ziggy. It's still a little chilly out here in the desert. Got down in the 30s again, but that's all right. Higher than a hippie in a helicopter. 8,000 feet there, 6,000, about 45, somewhere around there. We're B-2 bomber over Iran on Operation Midnight Hammer. We're going to drop the hammer on you in here if you say anything stupid. So don't be stupid. That word means to be nice. So, Tracy likes hammer. No. Okay, so what does HANTA mean, guys? It was in the HANTA means scam or lies, like the last scamdemic. So you're gonna fall for this crap again? They could do it overnight. I already said that. They could be shutting you. Oh, you're gonna get to the buggy. If you don't push your buggy down the aisle, we're gonna shut off all this as essential goods. I'm a veteran. You guys have forgotten. My PTSD went through the roof last time. People wearing their face diapers, acting like children. So this is an adult-only stream. If I ask you a question, answer it, please. Let's have a conversation. Use definition. Use your past. So a virus, Bob said, is not a living organism. I asked if anybody knows the 3 autoimmune responses because your body becomes either stressed, sickened. It's going to remove the toxicity. How does it do that? Well, it has the Hershey highway out the backside. Remember, you have phlegm, your nasal, your mucus. You have that's all right. Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? I know we got some of our regulars in here, but anybody else participating in the chat? What are the 3 autoimmune responses that a body produces? Why a doctor might wear a mask during surgery, right? Hint. Do you have any combat skills? Do you have any first responder? Do you have any health? You know how to do CPR? Could you put in an IV? Put on a tourniquet? I don't know. You can sit there and just bleed out, guys. What are you doing? That's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to have the right answer. Just ask, no, yes, no, somebody, something. Come on, guys, wake up, and you're going to be standing on an X again, aren't you? Did you wear the face diaper last time? It's in your profile pictures. A lot of you guys, you can't escape the crunch because the crunch always gives you away. Like Captain Crunch. You guys remember that? I don't eat cereal, but it's not going away. That's okay. Face diapers. Hey, I wore a mask so you didn't have to wear a mask. I thought that's what veterans did for the right to choose. Stand on the X or don't stand on the X. 666, huh? So, HANTA means scam. This springs up. If you look on the back of a Lysol can, it says HANTA. You guys actually, it said Corona. You guys are going to do it again. You let them do it to you again? Well, HANTA is something that's in, mice or rat droppings, in the fecal. It's a fecal, like my buddy. But we're already establishing that a virus is not a living organism. So if a virus is not alive, how do you catch something that's dead, not alive? A virus is a program. No, it's not alive. That's blasphemy. You're being satanic and will not allow lies. One bad apple upsets the whole apple cart. It's not alive. So you can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. They're numb nuts. Bang, she bang. She bang, she bang. Remember? That's Jesus. Remember? The orgy, transgender, sun god. So don't put scripture in here unless you can actually put there's no J's in the Old or New Testament. But if you're going to use the translation, put your translated version in the text so everybody else can read it. Okay? Now, there's no J's, so there's no Jesus, there's no John. You're blasphemous. You're not going to allow any lies in here. He said, guard my commandments, don't add or take away. So if we're going to study definition, you're not going to come in here and lie. Can't marry truth to lie. The eye is supposed to be single, remember? Light or dark, they don't mix. Truth to lie, water, oil, dark and light, they don't mix. So little leaven leavens the whole lump. So no, it's not a living organism. It's never been a living organism. You have 3 autoimmune responses in your body. If you overwork your body produces why a doctor would wear a mask, not for a virus, okay? Okay? So it's not alive. And I will not allow you to come in here because they did it last time. And I'm not going to allow this time. I put my foot down last time too. I didn't wear a face diaper. I got kicked out of the first one to get kicked out of the store. I protested the government, Donald Trump, Kate Brown in my sheriff's office because I will not allow the lies on my watch of a veteran. So you're not going to come in here and lie. You can leave. I know about autoimmunity. You know anything about virology? I'm a first responder, a military veteran. I was military police in the Army, police officer. I'm the person who can put your guts back in your body as a traffic crash reconstructionist, SWAT. I know my way around. Okay, I'm not going to slow and smooth. I'm not going to let you come in here and change, pervert. You're perverting. A virus is not a living organism. You'll have 3 autoimmune responses. We'll give this one more time before I give you the 3 autoimmune responses that your body produces from stressing your body, overwork. It's toxicity that builds up in your body. And that's a part of your reset. We'll just put it father's natural. Okay. So what are the 3 autoimmune responses that you have if you stress your body? This, again, hint would be why a doctor wears a face diaper and would change it about every 30 minutes, but not for a virus. And doctors know that. And they're in a box. So doctors are not that smart. They know it's in a box. If you unfold a box, you get a cross. Nobody hung from crosses, so get away from me. Doctors don't even know that, and they're so smart, right? No, nobody ever hung from crosses. That's blasphemy. So, okay, moving on in the subject. So 3 autoimmune responses. One of them would be a virus. The other one would be what? There's 3. Virus, anyone? Bacteria or fungus. Those are living. Fungus and bacteria are fun. You get that in your open wound and you can get an infection and die. That's why a doctor wears a mask, but not for a virus because it's not a living organism. So stop pushing your nonsense. I tried to tell this last time to people at the very beginning, but they just didn't. Nobody listened to me. But you're going to let them scam HANTA you this time. Yeah. So just the tip, let me put in a little bit and you'll build up an auto. Has it ever worked out? Any ladies in here? Any ladies? Have any ladies where a guy said he just wanted to put in just the tip? That's virology. They didn't give anybody the whack the nation last time. That's not what was done. It was an mRNA, remember? You know, Moderna had never even produced any trials on human beings. You guys let them sticky with it. So I'm going to stand up again with definition. And if you can't define and start not defining anything, then you're not welcome here. Ever. Don't come back. I don't care. I won't condemn you. I will never ban anybody from this chat. I stood up for the people who took the jab. Got kicked off the internet. I thought you were totally against this. These people are suffering. Are you a moron? You're just going to sit there and see somebody suffer and not try to help him? I don't care if it's my enemy. I'll put him out of his misery if he's suffering. Can't make it. But these people weren't to that point. You just going to sit there and let them suffer? They made people feel after they made a mistake. So what? People make mistakes in life. I've made a ton of them. Still will, I'm sure. I'm not perfect. I'm a saint. I'm a servant, not a perfect servant. I'm not a perfect saint. But I served in the military. I was willing to give my life, and I'm going to put myself out there again. I'm not going to let you come in here and use your lies to try to sway and propagandize, propagate your lies. It's not going to happen in here. We're going to put a halt to it. So people in here in this ministry can start sharing these truths with other people. Don't let these people tell you lies. You're going to read it in a book and you're only getting his story, not the left out. Shut up, loser. Because that's what you're going to be. You're going to have to read it in a book. Like last time, you guys didn't pay attention. You just stood on the X and just let them flatten the curve, shut down most of our middle-class businesses in this country. As a veteran, to see people sitting there with a face diaper, how does you think that feels? I thought veterans wore masks. You have the right to choose. Not freedom, not a flag, and not a corporation that's not even a country anymore, but the right to choose. Freedom to choose, if you want to use freedom as a stupid word. There's no free will and there's no freedom. If there's freedom, then why do we send Israel $3 billion plus a year? They got universal health care. You got any universal health care in America? Is this feeling like America first for you? That maggot, all that nonsense. Then he let Joe Biden. Remember, I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden. They're all on the same tree. There are 2 wings to the same hole, 2 cheeks to the same. Yeah, wings to the same hole, cheeks to the same dragon. No, 2 wings of the same dragon, cheeks to the same hole. You're in the pit with your knowledge. Hell is no knowledge. This is hell right here. This is hell by definition. It's not below your feet. Planet means wander. You can wander out of here. Alien means foreign. Doesn't have any time, place, space, or matter. Okay? Mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter. You can get the planet. Wander. That's what it means. Get out of here, Rome. Rome never died. So, well, sure. Absolutely. From the north. The ones you were worried about. The ones who went after the Baphomet, the son, the Baal in the grove, why father divorced his bride, Semiramis, the wife of Satan, Apollyon, the Sumerian tribes. There is no Israel. Jacob was a man. Israel, he called him Israel. Israel is not a country like America is not a country. It's a corporation. Grow up. I'm not having it in here. I don't have your time. You're not on my time. Time is an illusion. It's a doorway like death, but you think you're alive? No, you have to lose the flesh to be alive in your new body. Heaven and earth shall perish. Remember, it's right here, but my word will never die. You're supposed to die to self daily. It's in the scriptures. Go back and read. Reproof the word with others like yesterday. Be a mother. Mother your brothers and sisters. With father's word, that's your family, who you're going to be with after you die, not your nieces and uncles and aunts and mom is not, honor thy mother is not your mom. If you missed it yesterday, honor thy father. He said, call no man father. Pope Papa, yeah, that's Catholicism, Satanism, those northern tribes, to answer your question. Semiramis, remember, marrying, truth to lie, Ahab married Jezebel. She went after this Baphomet, told this to this, taught to children. That's why a woman's supposed to be subservient so that she could be taught, right? No, he married a woman. He doesn't want us to yoke with Jezebels. It's a spirit. Jezebel's a spirit of the sun god. Yeah, Baphomet, Jesus Christ, the Massey, the one birthed in the middle of the winter in a manger. Hung on a cross, right? Nobody hung from crosses. That's paganism. Like the Ankh, raising your vibrations. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. So please don't speak up in here about any unclean truths, because Father, the first thing he's going to, if I make an unclean truth, I must score Pizzo burn on the 13th day of November, the 9th month, correct? Or 11, 9 or 11. Make up your flipping mind. It's not 2026. Is 13 lucky or is it unlucky? There's no such thing as luck. A false teacher is a scorpizzo, just so you know. And that's the first people he deals with when he comes back. The people who, his words are perfect. That is Father. Father's the word. He's right here. Not here. Hell's not there. Heaven's not up here. Heaven is his ruling class. Don't let no one take your crown. He declared the coronavirus on March 11th. 9/11 is the sun god, but on 3/11, remember? Yeah, they have an angel over them. Messenger. Don't ever use the word angel. You don't know how to use it. You should never say that word. You don't know what an angel is. I'll give you the definition. It's a messenger. Just don't say the word angel. It's not even, it doesn't, it's a messenger is what it is, right? The king of Revelation 9/11, they have a messenger of no knowledge. That's right here. This is hell, brothers, sisters. As soon as you get that through your thick skull, you might start defining more words and not let people sway you by unclean truths like he casts many legions out of the church. Now there are 2 or 3 gathered in his agape right there. He's never going to leave you. He used to only visit 1 day a year. Now he's with his bride every single day, written on their hearts. And he tells us that our hearts are continuously filled with wickedness. So if you don't study these words, these truths, cosmos and early arrangements, not above your heads. And you unarrange, out of order, like to be marked. The word mark is the word karak, if you'll study the Greek, or character. The word sin is to be off the mark. It means your character is off. Don't add or take away from Father's word. He is 100% said, I'll throw you in no knowledge abyss. Revelation 9/11. On 3/11, Donald Trump declared the coronavirus. March 11th, and on 3/11, it says, let no one take your crown. You have to have a crown to sit at the feet of Shiloh, or you're not going to receive your inheritance. Stop making it about a religion. 613 statutes, commandments, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Does that sound like a religion to you? Celebration. He said, don't celebrate. Did you celebrate anything? Did you give your mom roses? You know what's better than roses on your piano? Tulips on your organ. All right, moving on. I'm not going to have this. A virus not alive, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to allow you guys to come in here and scare anybody with your nonsense. Start defining the words. All you have to do is study a virus and not a living organism. A doctor is wearing a mask during surgery because a fungus is a living organism that can get in an open wound, cause an infection, and you can die. Same thing with a bacteria, but a virus, they don't wear a mask as a virus. Here we go again. HANTA scam virus. You're scam. You're scamming your own brain. You're going to go demonic behavior is spread lies. Demon is a distributor of fortunes or lies to others, not some devil. Was never written in the Old or New Testament. Don't say that word either. It doesn't exist. It doesn't say Lucifer. There's another one. Just pick that one out. There's no Lucifer. Who the hell is Lucifer? That's a word never written in the Old or New Testament. See, you let all these things slide like it's not 2026. It's not. It's not 2026, but you're okay with the perversion. You're a pervert. You celebrate this perversion, going working 9 to 5. You love to punch the clock and send your war dollars to kill people all over the world, but you don't hold yourself accountable for the 120 Iranian school children that they blew up that you're going to pay for at the final Trump. Absolutely. Your war dollars paid for it in America. Why don't you speak up about that? I thought this, remember, all these nations are watching you, America. You're an abomination. Remember the 44th Barry, not Barack Obama, means I saw lightning fall from, and heaven is not right here, huh? Fallen doesn't mean from the sky. When the skies roll back like a scroll, remember the laws, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the laws, Old Testament, all new, these were written on scrolls. Tablets, not iPhones or Apple pads or whatever. You can take a bite out of that apple, huh? Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So nobody ate any apples grow up in the garden. So I think you've been fooled by Leviathan, crooked. You have a very forked tongue. You speak like the world, and you need to start defining every word, or you're not going to ever see Father. Father is the Word. You die and go to the Word. You don't die and go to the sky. He said to meet him in the sky. That's right here. In heaven. If not, you'll go to hell. Hell is abyss. Revelation 9:11 says they have a king over them. The messenger, the angelos of the abyss is knowledge. Hell is knowledge. Hell is no knowledge. Heaven is knowledge. Earth is ruled. Planets not under your feet. Father created the stars, sun, and moon. Notice, no, planet means wander. So take your wandering tongue or whatever you crooked like the snakes up the pole, like the Vatican, like Catholicism, like that's Satanism. Anybody who follows that Mass A, the sun god, birthed in the middle of the winter, the New Year's does not start in the middle of the winter. You are satanic to the core. Every bit of you is like the world. And you speak like a dragon, and everybody says, oh, it's about the kids. Just don't do that. Don't talk about that. Yeah, they don't want to. You're all a bunch of actors. You're being nice. You're putting on a front. Nice means be stupid because you're acting like nothing's going on. And we're in sorrows right now, and it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. So focus, because it's going to get a lot worse from here. Tighten up your bra straps there, ladies. Boot straps there, brothers. Tighten up all those loose boards in your ship. The body's a vessel. You might want to, it's going to get a lot more shaky, a lot more rocky. It's going to get a lot more intense from here. I think the first wave was COVID. Is it going to be HANTA, or are they going to let this slide? They brought those people into America. I don't know whether they were Louisiana or Oklahoma, and put them in isolation quarantine. This is starting to look a little bit, it's already patent. This just looks like the Latin one or the last one, Event 201. They already had it all patent ahead of time. Corona is the common name. It's the scientific name for the common cold. It was on your Lysol can. So is HANTA. You're an idiot. You just got to let them do this to you again, aren't you? They could do it overnight. Don't act like they couldn't flip the script and be shutting down aisles. Walmart's closed again, and you guys are just going to be, oh. So just giving you a warning. You can't send a messenger. A messenger is an angel. So if you've never seen an angel, you're looking at what an angel looks like. Angels don't have wings like maxi pads or tampons. You can stuff that somewhere else, Seriously, I don't care whatever. You stick that little square peg or whatever round peg and stick it out somebody else's American pie or round hole, whatever cornhole that you get it out of my face, get out of my space. I'm not playing this, guys. Again, I'm not. I'm a veteran. I'm not going to allow them to do this on my watch. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just this ministry. That's it. Just the people who come and frequent this many. The rest of you can kick rocks. I don't care. I'll be there after you've made your poor decision again and you're struggling to try to bring people to the discovery that, oh, we shouldn't have done that again, but I'm not going to allow this again on my watch. A messenger comes early enough. If it's already happening, then I'm not a messenger. So I wouldn't be an angel if I didn't come soon enough, would I? So if you don't know what an angel is, don't ever use that word. I already gave you the definition. Messenger, don't shoot the messenger, okay? So coming with definition. Sending you the truth, lifting the veil. I am apocalypse. You're living in the apocalypse. The veil has already been lifted. That's what they put a veil over the Messiah. Now they're going to veil you again. Declare there are two witnesses. They always do, right? Because that's what makes it a contract, binds it like an Old Testament marriage. Deuteronomy, ever read the scriptures? Probably not. Reproof the word with each other's brother, sister. Do not hang out with vipers. Don't lay. You don't lay. That's a marriage. When you lay with somebody in the Old Testament, that's a marriage. You fornicate. And remember what happens. Those who fornicate with the beast, the cup of wrath will be poured out on the nations who fornicate with this beast system. So careful if you allow yourself to do this again. You already went through it one time. Are you going to let them just run you over again? Like, I hate to break it to you. You are the swamp, mowing you over like grass. Vaccinations to the elite are like mowing the grass. They do not care, brothers, sisters, at all. But you didn't see that the last time. So, and I'm only speaking those with an ear to hear. Again, I am not speaking to those who do not want to take the time to define. So if you didn't learn the last time, what's the difference between having one black eye and two black eyes? You didn't listen the first time. So I'm not threatening violence. I'm just, it's an idiom, idiot. So idiot's not an idiom. They have two different definitions. So if you'd like to give the definition of idiot, you probably would be upset if I called you an idiot. So don't worry. That's what I'm here to do. Bring the truth. It's always been there. You just have to study it. It's like it's written on your heart. You just seek and you shall find. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. Remember, lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor, right? Careful about that sugar. Ask and knock and I'll come sup with you. Careful what you put in your face, sweet, that's sin, leaven, never little leaven. Leaven's the whole lump. Yeah, one bad apple. You're out of here. I won't accept anything. Not anything that I have studied, and I can be reproofed. If you can reproof me with definition, if you're going to use the scientific method, that means you're disputing the known, right, with theory. Do you even know how to use this? People, it's chlorofluorocarbons. It's Aquanet. We're all going to die. You're using hairspray. They've been doing this crap since I was born. The Laruskis are going to get us. Now they're over there, saying Iran's the bad guy, and they never even bombed us. That's ridiculous. Never had attacked us one single time, but look at that over there. So people don't care. Remember, they pay taxes and they're still going to work. Why are you going to work? Why are you working? Why are you working for the system? Why don't you work for yourself? You don't even try because you suck. You're horrible. You're terrible. You're absolute disgrace because you don't care. I'm putting judgment. I'm passing righteous judgment on you. You're paying a system that blows up Iranian. They're actually all female, faculty there. So all women, you just blow up women, don't even care, do you, with your U.S. tax dollars? So you're a savage. You have no understanding or overstanding. Everything's below you because, remember? So you can get off your knees. This nation's been licked from the inside out. It's done. Put a fork in it. It is. And they're still doing it, printing $1 trillion every 100 days. Well, 1.5 with compound interest. Remember, they can't keep up because the rate of inflation is an expansion of the money supply. They spend, our military budget. Anytime a nation's GDP exceeds their military budget, they're in free fall collapse. America's in that position right now. So you might want to grow up, speak a little economics, kind of matters, reaching in your pocket. Why don't you take just what little bits you have and go buy a little plot of land. Take your wife and your kids, 5, 6 chickens, and a small garden can maintain you. Get some rabbits. 10 rabbits makes as much as a whole cow. Three does and $7. I don't want to hear it. That you make excuses. You don't make actions. You make opportunity. You don't wait for them to fall in your lap. Father ain't going to send you a boat. Noah had to build a boat. Did he not? So, yes, he did. He had to build the boat. So, sisters, I'm wearing thin. I'm wearing thin with this world. They could easily do this again. I talked about this. They could have those screens up, having people wear face diapers, and a lot of people, I don't think there would be any protests. There wasn't any last time. Do you know anybody who protested the coronavirus? Held any protests? Against their sheriff's office to go arrest the pedophiles that are in office? How about that? Anybody want to talk about that? They released the UFO files, right? They're GFOs, government flying objects. No, it's Tesla technology. It's Tartarid. This is old, millions of years old. You didn't think they couldn't figure out how to take a magnet and spin it around, wrap it with copper, and then spin it to make electricity? You think this first time we've had a computer? I think you probably think it's 2026 too. So go ahead, move along. You know, these are cycles. Somebody said earlier, I saw that in the chat. You're not going to get away from this cycle. They have an economic cycle. How about the reserve currency cycle? How long does each nation hold the reserve currency? Who was the last one to have it? How long was before that? Do you pay attention to any cycles? We have a sun cycle, a solar cycle, a solar maximum, a solar minimum, not just the 12-year. We have a 400, we have a 12,000, half, 6. We're a 6,000, well, we're 9,000 in a or was 6,000 in a 90,000 year cycle right now. Remember, we used to have a cycle where the compass would be pointing to the south every 360,000 years, like a clock. You can see this in the layer of our, the compass would be pointing to the south. That hasn't happened in 780,000 years. There are a lot of cycles on this. Well, the sun is the driver of the Yuga cycle. The deep 12,000 super is part of the Yuga cycle, right? Kali Yuga cycle. So these things are well known long in advance before they ever get here. Some of these things come thousands of years, just like the cycle we're in right now. It's that pinching that I showed yesterday in the stream. It's the reset. It's the tens in the hourglass, the same grains of glass or sand, but they just move back and forth. That's like a clock, an eternal. That's how time works, like the wheel in the sky. I really thought it was a goddess of heaven spinning the Big Dipper. Time doesn't run out. It never runs out. I showed that yesterday. You're just an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This is not time, because time is an illusion. You think time is like this, and we'll go ahead and say that because it's for a scriptural sense. You think you're dying because you're running out of flesh, right? Are you dying right there? Because this is your flesh, right? And you're running out of flesh. You only have so much time, right? So as this, are you dying right now? Because you're losing grains of sand in the glass. The theolobo means to be pinched from both sides. Theolobos is so that you'll fit through the straight gate when you come into your new flesh. Wrestle not again. Okay, so anyway, so are you dying? Are you dying right now? He said, who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves. Remember, deny flesh daily, deny yourself daily. So are you dying? Are you almost dead? Come on, somebody speak up. Are you dead? Are you dying? Are you about out of life? Are you about to die? You only have so many grains of sand in the hourglass, right? Is that how time works? Death is a doorway. Time is illusion. I'm trying to undo this for you. Are you about to die? Careful, it goes real fast at the end. You better watch it. You better make your decision. Too late. Are you dead now? Are you dead because you don't have any flesh? Is that how this works with time? Are you telling me this is what time is? Come on, you guys. There's 18 of you. You guys all have your head up your ass. Are you dead now? Is that life over? Or does it start over again? Like an eternal sign, like the figure 8, right? Like the eternal, to have an eternal eye, spiritual eyes, to eternal, like that pinch right there where Father's at. He's not in the sky. He's right here in the theolobos to fit through the straight gate. Straight is the gate. Pinch, not wide is the gate, right? Wide is the gate that leads to hell. You don't have any knowledge of time. I'm trying to explain to you something. So are you dead when you run out of grains of sand? Is that what you're losing? Are you losing your life? Are you gaining life? Losing or gaining? Put it in the chat right now. Are you losing or gaining life right now? Bam. Is it over? No, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Yeah, that's what that is. That's an eternal 8, like the 8 eternal sign, or the Ouroboros, circular, time overlapping itself, eternal, never time overeating itself. That's this time right here. The reset. That's where you're at right now, just so you know. Okay, so don't freak out because it just keeps turning. So are you dead? You're gaining life, right? Absolutely. Because when he says, who shall come after me? Who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves daily. Deny themselves daily. Deny themselves daily. What is Father? Is Father flesh? Is Father flesh or is Father spirit? Father doesn't have a physical matter, correct? Father doesn't have a physical matter. So if you're gaining flesh, yeah, that's it. He said, take up your cross daily, deny yourself daily, follow after me. If you want to be with Father, you have to deny the flesh. Flesh is serving the dirt. Sand comes from the dirt, right? Deny yourself daily, take up your cross. See the crossing, the pinching daily, and follow after me. And he said, if I didn't shorten the days, no flesh would survive. To be with Father, you can't be in flesh. You think you're dead when you actually are alive. See, brothers, sisters, everybody has this wrong. They think they're dying. You're gaining. Deny yourself. Because when it comes to judgments, to be with Father, Father doesn't have flesh. He took the flesh, right? Father doesn't. He is Hokadesh. This is Father. Remember, you think you're dying, but actually you have to lose this to gain this, do you not? It talks about it. Anybody who's remember Matthew 10:34-39, you love the dirt more than me, you're not going to be with me. Father doesn't have flesh. Father is the Word. Father is like magnetism. Can you see magnetism? Can you see the Word? Can you see the Word? Oh, you need the dirt. You need the dirt to think it's real, huh? Faith. You need the things unseen. Is that not faith? Is this not faith? If you're getting this, put a 1 in the chat, because this is a beautiful analogy. You should get one of these and explain this to people so maybe they can start understanding that you don't die. Time just keeps turning. It's the same grains of glass of sand in the same glass that just keeps resetting in the cycle. This is the same cycle. And what I want to explain to you is that you have the idea that this is time. Time is not grains. Time is death. It's a doorway. You're supposed to do it every day anyways. So this shouldn't be something that would scare you if you knew that death was coming, correct? It should actually enlighten you. Lobo, remember? Less than and greater than. It's right there, right in front of your face, right in front of your eyes. See that? Right in front of your 2 eyes. There's 2 witnesses right there. Light and dark, they don't mix, remember? They're not supposed to mix, remember? Dark and light, they have to be single. The eye is filled with light, then the whole vessel is filled with light. If the eye is filled with darkness, then the whole vessel is filled with darkness. They don't mix. Don't marry truth to a lie. You've been told an idea of time. Time is not, how is there, time is a doorway. If you're an eternal, how do you die? You mean you die, you go out of flesh? You don't think you get flesh ever again? This is going to be the last time you're going to be in flesh? You think you go get flesh after this life? See, that's where you're going to stay in the flesh. That's what the scripture is telling you. Deny you the flesh daily, and you're going to gnash teeth. If you cannot get rid of this flesh and be like Father, be like Spirit, be like Ghost, be like the Word, like a child doesn't think about the dirt, do they? They just play. They chase, shadows and play with sticks, and they don't care about time, do they? They don't know what time is. Come here. Time to come in. We already start teaching them about time. So, time is an illusion, brothers, sisters. There is no such thing as time. Time was you got up and you knew that the sun was going to go down and you were going to freeze your balls off, and you would thank that sun every day when it woke up, and you would pray to that sun. You'd be like, hell yeah, that thing saved my ass. I almost froze my balls off last night. I slept in a ditch and I woke up and that thing started shining, and then it gave me life. I know when I put seeds in the ground, I would worship the sun back then. If I would think with my gut, I'd get up and go, man, I'm hungry, right? Would you think about time? You'd know that later in the day it went down, but see, then if you started figuring out those stars up there actually worked as a clock, you wouldn't be using it to go to work. You'd use it to grow food. And you're not like that at all. You don't grow any food. You suck. You're a horrible generation. You wicked and an abominous generation that is not given all the things that this rock needs to not one man or child or woman, child, or man should ever be hungry. And yet 50% of the resources are owned by the same 12 families that have been doing this since the beginning of time. The wheel in the sky, but you won't fight it by growing your own garden. You won't try to grow your own food. You think you need all these other things. And if you have a pillow, a roof over your head, dishes in your thing, a microwave, that's a technology that hundreds of years ago would have been advanced. You got a telephone, that's advanced technology. They didn't even have hot and cold water at this tap, at the same thing. And the royalty didn't have it. You already made it. You think you need more, don't you? Oh, I got to have more. You already made it. Well further, look, like Pakistan, a lot of these other places, look at their income. 50+% of their income is spent on just eating. And you got it so made. You got Netflix and you got a World of Warcraft subscription, and you can choose whatever you want from thousands. You are so far beyond past societies. You have made it, but you got to have more, don't you? You got to consume. See, that's the society, brothers, sisters, that we live in. And I can understand. I'm an eclectic guy, collect weird, odd stuff, kind of one-off, though. I don't like what everybody else has. I like to independently have something that most people don't, but it's not about that for me. I want to walk away from everything. I'll burn it all to the ground or give it all away. I don't care. I'm not going to fight anybody for it. I can surely tell you that. Sit there like a duck in a pond thinking you're going to protect all your stuff. Yeah, right. So, but again, brothers, sisters, if you will see that you can beat this system, but instead you trying to beat the clock, punch the clock, go to work 9 to 5, using time, and know they're using it against you. You never get ahead. You wonder why you never actually can get ahead in this rat race, because they got you locked in the cellar. Remember rat out of the cellar? So that's what you're doing. You're not trying to grow any tomatoes, potatoes in a bucket 5-gallon on your windowsill. Some people are, brothers, sisters, but it's like in America, it's such a tiny, tiny thing. Outside of America, different story. But I have to deal with the America that goes around and just slaughters every nation for, it's Rome's never really died, but, with the Vatican. But for the last 100+ years, we've just annihilated everybody. In the last 50 years with the oil dollar, it's just ridiculous. And these people don't grow any food. During the Second World War, 40% with victory gardens were somewhat self-sufficient, grew some sort of food. Now less than 1%. So I live in a very dangerous nation where people are going to be very hungry because they just basically eat poison at the grocery stores. There's really not much real food left at the stores. And you can't lie. You can't deny that I'm correct. That's not food at the grocery stores anymore, brothers, sisters. That's not food. Keep fooling yourself and keep eating it, because I eat some of it, but that's not food. That's not food. You know what I'm saying? What do we got? Even poorer. Yep. No, it's what I'm saying. Most poor people have a phone. And I'm not against taking care of people who need it. Some people don't want to have possessions and they do choose to live on the streets, but I wouldn't live in the streets. I go live somewhere deep in the woods. I wouldn't be living hugging up in the woods somewhere on the side of an embankment, but people do that. They got to keep the resources. They suckle on the system, right? And that system keeps them afloat. Good conversation, guys. And I do think we should help people. But it's because our elite 50%, because we sent $3 billion to and we do every year to Satan Yahoo over in Israel. You think that could help some of the problems that we have in our own country? How about the billions, hundreds of billions of dollars that Biden sent? That's Trump thump too. They're all in on it. Remember, how much money has been spent in Iran already? This is out of hand, because people in America don't care. They don't. What did the Bob song say? You only care about the homeless on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's kind of, here, have some casino and some yams for the natives, right? They're not natives, but whatever, what I'm talking about. We just paste things over. We print and paste things over, just print money, but we don't even give it to our own people. We give it to everybody else. They have universal health care in Israel. And yet we have people who can't get, veterans dying on the streets. They can't get health care. I'm a veteran. I don't get veterans benefits. I serve this country and I don't get, never been to the VA. You know, this country's cruel. It is not the country that it once was. And I'm not going to sit around and candy coat it. Look at the Lego memes. You guys see the meme that North Korea just put out? Go check out the Korean Lego meme. Okay. It's living in a forest or anywhere else. It's forbidden in many countries. Well, not if everybody did it, though. You know what I'm saying, KZN? Not if everybody did it. Not if everybody did it. Not if a majority did it. Just like if 30 probably percent, you wouldn't even have to be majority. If 30% of the people in America would grow their own food, they would not be able to offer us genetically modified crap, poison, literally corn syrup. You know, what's that filler that they put in everything with the root? It's so. But there are a lot of places that you can for free. So I totally agree with you. I'm not saying that it's not, KZN. I totally don't disagree with you at all, because it is. But that's only because we allow it. Look how much of the U.S. land is owned by the federal government. That's an abomination. If you want to see something that'll make your freaking, spine just tingle, look at how much the government owns in American land between their, parks and there's very little left for the people. It is ridiculous how much, what I'm saying? The Lego war video by Iran, not by Iran, by North Korea. It's a different one. North Korea put one out. Please look at it. It's epic. It's talking about the things I talk about in here. It's so hard for the average person to make it because the government's scamming everybody. They do it with that app that they have where you could bet that this is going to happen or this has happened. And there's somebody obviously in the Trump administration that's calling this. Some people think it's Barron. They say it could be Kushner. Who knows who it is, but it's somebody that's calling every one of these events. How is it that a president tweets the economic markets go up and down off of, a tweet? What the hell is going on here? This country has gotten to where we're not taking care of each other. We're not united together. There is no two United States. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tragedy because it's a beautiful country. There's some beautiful people here. We have very unique culture amongst each state. I've been to all 50, but there's no united. We're not united at all in any way. And guys, brother, sister, look, I ain't trying to change this. I'm really going to 100% try to keep my head down and get the hell out of this country. If I could live in Iran, I'm considering, and I know this sounds crazy, but I'm considering moving to Iran when I could leave the country. I think that might be the safest location on this rock right now to live. I already have the mindset to get, I don't want to go live underground, but I have, facilities here that are 30, 30 feet down from where I'm at. And it's not a small hole. It's a big place. And so I think that would be, they treat their country very well. If you look how they actually treat their citizens, all that bullcrap that they killed 40,000, that is a bunch of hogwash. I encourage you to look into Iran and look at the people, look at the culture, look at the Persians. That would be a much better. Look at they're treating their people better than us. Look at their videos. They're like, we don't dislike you people, Americans. We've been watching you. We model after you. We stay up late at night watching your TV shows. We mimic you. We do all that. The people, brothers, sisters, idolize this country for what it used to be. They looked up. This was a place where you go and somebody could come with no dollars in their pocket, right? And make something of themselves and become the president, right? No, well, maybe not the pedophile, but, they could become something, from nothing, and business owner, have everything and still send money back home to their families and stuff, live what was the American dream. People, came from all over the world to come here. And now we are the disgraced nation that treats their people absolutely. The cities are dead. They're zombies. The peoples are dead. Nobody cares. And we're actually to the point where there's never been an easier time. We basically know, because they've come out right and said it used to be hidden, that we just got a bunch of old white dudes, PDF files, eating kids and touching them. And this had been the time in history to do something, and nothing is happening. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. This would be the time. There's never been an easier enemy to remove peacefully, not calling for violence. I don't want violence. I want to get away from it. I hate this country. It's unsafe. The cities are unsafe. The people are unsafe. Most people are borderline diabetic. Their diet is horrible. They eat poison. They don't care that we're run by a bunch of PDF files. They're more carried about pride, like, oh, you burn a flag. Who cares about a flag? If somebody's not hurting anybody else, leave them alone. Wipe your ass with American flags. Wipe your ass with every flag. That's pride. Get that out of here. You remember what this country used to be like. It was a very dangerous country. They came here and stole this country, by the way. It was a bunch of laydowns. And I'm not calling to be a thief, but what we've gone from, they did. They stole this country. Wake up. So, they were a rugged bunch of group, and they didn't take no for an answer. They threw tea in the harbor over 2%. Now you get a state, a federal, a net, a gross. It's just sickening. You get taxed on that money that's already been taxed, and you pay gas tax, and you pay car, you pay insurance, you get taxed on that. You get taxed on your phone to call your wife, get some milk, get taxed on that. Park, put the car in trash, tax. It's just disgusting. This country is just filthy abomination. This does not happen in other countries. Yes, there is oppression, but I don't think they'll ever see that there's an oppression of a country from their elite. The people just skimming off the small, the rich are getting richer. The wealth gap is growing and growing and growing and growing, and it does not stop, and it's not going to stop. It's not, brothers, sisters. These people have retained their wealth, and I'm not trying to get in the way of that. I'm trying to figure out another system and get out of their system as I already am. Make your own power, become your own. Grow your own food. There's things you can do. Grow your own medicine. There's things you can do. Grow chickens. The chickens, as I said, you could grow 6 chickens with a family of 3. You could go find a small plot of land, even if they couldn't get out of America, and say, the hell with this. We're moving in a travel trailer. I lived out here in a tent when I came out here, and we're gonna get half a dozen chickens, or we're gonna get a dozen chickens, and we're gonna grow a garden, and we're gonna say, fuck the system, honey. I apologize for cursing. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. We're moving, and we're not doing this. And I don't care, honey, I'll wash your feet for you, whatever it takes. I want to do this. We've got to stop. I don't want our kids eating this crap anymore. I don't want them being schooled in this propagandized. They're teaching them about these rainbow flavors and kids trapping and tucking in kids and cutting body parts. Our children are seeing this. We're allowing this. Nobody's trying in America. Everybody's going to work today, going to work tomorrow. Not even thinking about their war dollars, killing all those Iranian school children, but not even thinking about the children that they have in their own country. This country is dead. Go look in the neighborhoods. Zombie. America is a dead walking. It's a zombie nation. There's nothing happening. Everybody knows outside of America that we're run by a bunch of PDF files. So how come the deputies and the sheriffs and the cops, the state troopers, the county aren't arresting Mr. Warp Speed and all his buddies in Congress? The Koch brothers who did the scamdemic last time. All these people. What are all these people who stole this money from Doge? Remember Mr. Stinky Muskrat? All these people were scamming. Nobody went to jail, right? Hillary, she got caught with 33,000 classified emails. How come she's not in jail? She sat at his inaugural dinner. They're 2 cheeks of the same hole, 2 wings of the same dragon. Donald, Hillary, Biden, vomit. They're all part of this, brother, sister. You've got to figure out a way to do this. Stop telling yourself that, or like I said, just please unsubscribe from the channel. I don't want you here anymore. If you're just going to keep going to work and not even fucking trying, I don't want you here. You got to try. You got to do something. Tell me you're doing something. I bought a water filter. I'm growing a tomato plant. I got it, Pastor. I'm going to put something in the windowsill. I'm going to fucking try to do something, but I'm not just going to keep feeding the system and sending my money to kill people in other countries and not fail to be accountable as you keep telling me that I am. But you're going to keep going to work. Fuck off. Go somewhere else, please. Go hang out with somebody else. I don't want you here. I don't even have anybody here to help me, but I don't want to hang out with people who ain't doing it themselves, because I would never ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Get the fuck out of the system, or get the fuck off my channel. It's not my channel, our channel. I have to put the brakes on. I'm not going to have this anymore. Thank you. Father, get him the fuck out of here. Unsubscribe. Leave. I hate fucking cities. I hate America. I hate the fact that people do not care that we have run by a bunch of PDF files. We supposedly have law enforcement officers and they're not arresting anybody. Here we go with a potential HANTAVIRUS again, and they're going to go along with it again. Not arrest anybody. Do these cops ever use a dictionary and define anything that they... No, they don't care. All they care about is officer safety. What about our FBI? Trash Patel, right? What about our criminal imbeciles and asshole agencies? The CIA, where are they at? How come they haven't arrested? The guy's got 34 felonies. His name is in the files. If they'd have released the files, you see that he grapes children. Yeah, he does. That's why they won't release the files. You know, this is stupid. So I hate this country. Too bad. So if you don't like it, go somewhere else. I don't want to be around anybody right now that has a fucking job and lives in a city. Go away. You're not welcome here. Narrow is the way. If you're trying to get out of the system, that's fine. If you can't leave now, tell me why you're not. But if you live in the city and you just keep staying on this channel, you remind me of what my son said. You're just coming here to entertain yourself. Don't fucking entertain yourself off of my back, please. Thanks for coming in, but I don't need you here. Get out of the city. Narrow is the way that leads to the straight gate. Notice all this country roads are narrow. You know, broad is the way, big clover leaves, 6, 12, 10-lane highways, it leads to hell. Stay in your hell, but you're not welcome here. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Don't want anybody. And actually, I really wish I could go back and have a discussion with everybody and just eliminate everybody off this channel. Get rid of about 20,000 of you. Leave it down to about 300. See, I don't care about getting a YouTube button or making this channel grow. I like how people are actually growing, doing something about it. Because that's going to be the new system. People are out of the system or you're going in the new system. And I don't want a part of the new system. I didn't want it last time and it's already here. So maybe you'll take it a little more serious if I be a little more serious with you. But get off the channel. Go. If you are on the internet and you are not growing any food, you should not be on the internet at all. You should be growing food. If you disagree with me, then I don't care. Thanks for your time. So anyways, broad is the way that leads to hell, brothers, sisters. All these... Father hates capitalism. Father hates pride. You know, I've got to have more and more and more. Like I already told you, I already succeeded. If you, why not? You don't think you can't do it again? Start over. Are you living in a house? Do you have a pillow? Do you have a microwave? Do you have a phone? Do you have all these amenities? You are fucking living far superior to people who live for thousands of years. You're fucking spoiled and you're coddled. I got ice water, man. But I made my ice water from the sun, off the solar panels that I generate. I didn't pay any taxes. Nobody paid taxes, so I can have ice water. I filter my water myself. So water came from a well, not the city. So what are you doing about it? Do something. Grow now. Yeah, no, so we don't care. They don't even want the kids to read anymore. You're right. No, they're not. I'm in Oregon. It's an abomination. Look at this state is one of the worst states in the union for education. This state at one time is one of these states that supported, hey, if you get involved with your children tucking and strapping, we'll come and arrest you because they're trans or position. That's probably a bad word, right? So I don't know. I'm going to take down the stream anyways. I don't want to. I'm trying to hold my stuff together, man. I'm having a little bit of a difficult time as a veteran. My PTSD is just getting really bad. So I don't want to be in this country. It's fucking unsafe. America's the most unsafe, most disgusting, filthy country there ever was. There's no unity. We're run by a bunch of pedophiles and nobody cares. Not even the law enforcement officers aren't even going to arrest anybody. Nobody goes to jail. They all just get doing it. So it's a shitty time to be alive, you know, or on this part of the rock. I could go just south if I can get the hell out of here, but Father won't let me leave. So maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll throw me back in jail. Who knows? I don't care. I don't have to do anything. I mean, today I need to make a phone call or 3 or 5 or something, get some more stuff done out here for the ministry. So still got to build the boat, brothers, sisters. Still got to build the boat, but I'm just ready to get out of here. As soon as I can leave America, I'm leaving. I don't care. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm not. So I have to legally be able to leave. I don't want to leave the same thing, being able to have to look over my back. I don't want to do that. No, it's just not worth it to me. So I think my son and daughter are dead. I don't know why I'm here. You know, I don't know why I'm here. I stayed here for him. I didn't stay here for me. I stayed here because he was still having issues because of me. But now I think he's gone. So I don't even know why I'm here. But I got myself in trouble trying to help him. So now I got to get myself through this position. And I don't think the world's going to come to an end anytime soon. So if I keep my nose down, you know, I'm not violence, not threatening anybody with violence. I'm calling for evolution, growing food, not fucking starting a riot. So I'm not inciting violence, yelling fire in a theater. I say move out and draw a fire. That's a military term. I'm not literally meaning fire. So, you know, I'm just going to continue on. I'm not going to, every day that goes by, I'm not going to be the silent majority. I never have, and I won't, and I never will be. Not going to be learning history in a book. I'm going to be a witness to history. So you can't tell me because the victor gets the spoils and he doesn't write history all the way. You know, he's just one-sided. So I hate one-sidedness. I can't stand that. People are very simple. You know, I'm not, you should go back to a simple lifestyle, not just be simple-minded like that, you know. But yeah, I'm being judgmental. It's called righteous judgment. You know, I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm just showing how much, you know, filth and disgust is in our country right now because nobody will even give any effort to try to help anybody else out. Everybody's just fucking going to work. It's ridiculous. As a whole, that's what's going on in America. People are going to work, sending their fucking children off to be propagandized, being told lies, teaching them how to masturbate as fucking children, showing them things that are adult content that we didn't see until high school. They're showing it to them in fucking elementary school now. You know what I'm saying? There is no such thing as AI. It's not. There is no AI. It's an antichrist idiot. I've covered this subject already, KZN. It's computer. Computers don't learn. You put in shit, it's going to output shit. You put in good, it's going to output good. It's a variable is an algorithm. That's all. That's fifth dimension. Like a quantum computer, 5D, D wave is a variable. It's a cycle, like an algorithm. You compute. I'm a reconstructionist. You put the same hive mind in there, and it will give you the best, computate the best solution, mathematical equation problem. That's all a computer is. You've forgotten that people can speak in computers. 0, 1, 0, you know, it's just fucking numbers. That is numbers. Computers can talk to each other, but that doesn't mean they're alive. You know, all this shit people are making up that computers are alive. And yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to tell you they're going to put them in a fucking robot and terminate your ass. Ought to be back, John Connor, because a robot did it. Perfect excuse to eliminate 90% of the fucking population. They put it in the movies, but people don't see that. That's Operation fucking Mockingbird, okay? That's what they've been propagandizing you and telling you lies. It's Project Blue Book, not Operation Blue Beam. Project Blue Book, High Jump, Nanook. These are all part of these old, you know, bringing in this new tech. So they'll terminate your ass, put you in a work camp, bubble fucking trouble. It's all going to happen millimeter waves. So AI is a computer, and it's not artificial. It's called advanced intelligence. Just like there's never going to be a fucking Agenda 2030, but yet people say Agenda 2030. They even see 2025 or something, or no, and now we're in 27. But it's always been, because you let them move the goalpost on you. Agenda, we're already in it. This is part of China. This is what they're doing. They've been doing this. It goes back to, again, Project Blue Book. Agenda 2021, right? Agenda 2021, sustainable development for the 21st century, not 2030. You fucking people are so stupid. Allow them to propagandize you like there's going to be a one world order and a one world religion and a one world government. And guess what? It never even says that one time. Not even once. But everybody goes around and says it because they did it. Remember Hulkamaniac? Now he's the NWO, and they propagandize you with these things, and then you tell lies. You know what I'm saying? You just allow them to say things that don't exist. Lucifer, Jesus, you know, no world order, new world, a one world religion, a one world currency, a one world government. It never says that one time. Everybody waiting for a one world government as they were lockstep governed by a one world governance. Was there one country that didn't do the stand on the X, flatten the curve, go inside? Yep, they all did it. As you were lockstep, yeah, governance. And it's here again, brothers, sisters. They're doing it again. I'm telling you, I don't know if this HANTA is going to take off, but it almost looks like this could be another. They don't care, brothers, sisters. I've said it. They could do it again so easily. I tell you, they'd have people doing the same shit that they did last time. People acted like people in this country are they've forgotten that they have rights and they don't want to use them. So It's a use or lose kind of thing, you know. And people don't drive around with you know, the rifle, the hunting rifle in the back of their truck anymore, do they? They don't want to get pulled over by the cops. They'll pull you over for having that. Why? It's not illegal, you know. Because the cops get away with this, brothers, sisters, because you just lick the cops' boots in this country. They won't even arrest all these pedophiles at the tops. Not one of them has ever talked about arresting these pedophiles. You don't think these cops know they're pedophiles? They don't care. They're getting paid. All they care about is officer safety and paying, going home at night. They're not firefighters. They're not veterans anymore. No, they're not. They treat you like a civilian, but a veteran, it would be willing to lose his life. A firefighter run into a building without, you know, thinking about his, you know, his or her body. You know, they're going to save your house. They're going to save your wife, your girlfriend, your cat, your dog. Hell, they might even try to go back in and get your gerbil for you. And they're not thinking about losing their flesh, are they? No, they don't think about safety of their own body. They think about serving the public safety, right? I said that to a cop not that long ago. Hey, what happened to public safety? I know you guys have a job, but officer safety is something that's it's overblown. Fuck officer safety. Find a new job, motherfucker. If you're that afraid of losing your life, you're in the wrong line of work, asshole. Biatch, go find a new line of work. Go fucking, if you can't willing to lose your life and more concerned about public safety than your own, you're a piece of shit. Anybody disagree? I used to be one of these thugs, road raiders, go out and take fucking money out of people's pocket for no victim, you know. Nobody was hurt, but yet I don't want to put people in a fucking cage without a victim. That's disgusting. I hate my past. So, but okay, you know, like I said, nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to care. So I think they might do it again, brother, sister. They might roll out this scam lie virus, the lies virus, the scam virus. Scam, lies, nonsense. The nonsense virus makes no sense like America. Makes perfect sense. This would be a perfect place to do it again. Started here this time. Last time it was Wuhan, started in America this time. They said it was on a boat, but bring it here. They brought the people here. Kind of like, remember the Ebola? They brought Ebola here. What the hell do they bring Ebola? What do you take to have something from another country and try to cure it in a different country? So that's what I'm saying. I totally. People will comply. People will not lay. They will not. It won't be any different. I've been saying that, Brian. That's what I can't stand about how easily it would be to start shutting off essential goods. People have forgotten. Push the buggy down the aisle, or you're going to get the buggy. Remember, dude, this is ridiculous. They could go back to that at any time. And with this HANTA, it means scam. It means nonsense. It means lies. You know. So, man, I hope I get this. I hope this company will send. I hope the electric company will send me the emails, guys. So I want to get this bill paid out here. I want to get this ministry done. I'm going to have to get off here in just a little bit and call the building office and try to figure out what they want done on this foundation, on if there's anything code wise that I need to cover, you know, compaction, gravel. I know I need to put down a vapor barrier, and whether I could use block or pier, if I have to have a, you know, a clip on the, if it could sit right on the block. Does it need clipped in the ground? It can be done a bunch of ways, but I can't find the actual code ordinances for this town, you know, or whatever. I don't want to do this, but I have to do it for the ministry. And so I got to call them and figure it out. I don't want to bother them. I want to just get this thing done, but I got to get this done because I want to file my placement permit for the home that I need to file for the manufactured home. And I can ask permission on my own land. This is America, brother, sister. Don't you love this? I'm doing it for the ministry. We'll be able to make it, turn it all 100% over to High Desert Faith and Truth, and then it will never be able to be taxed again. Hell yeah. Look forward to that day. It's going to come one day. So, but, yeah, we're all going to get the COVID, the Zika, the swine flu, all of it. Remember, my Ebola. Remember, we're all going to get the Ebola, Ziggy. So, oh my gosh, my back. All right, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, guys. So I'm going to go there to find out what the hell's going on from these MRIs. I've been having some pretty big issues with my back going on. So a lot of lightheadedness. So I'm hoping again that I can figure this out so I can muster up the strength to figure the rest of what I'm doing out here at the ministry. I'd try to get this house done and get it finished so that I can go take a vacation or something, go on the road, just travel Oregon or something for the rest of the summer until the end of the, if I can get it done soon enough. So I'm really trying not to miss a single day out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work. I've been putting in a lot of work, but we're doing good out here. We've covered a lot of ground. Like I said, that took quite a bit to get that house put over into my name, but it's because it was moved 3 times without the proper paperwork, and I didn't get the proper paperwork with it, but taxes and assessors, and there was just a lot of paperwork. I was a law enforcement officer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at this. What are they saying? Doctor's appointment. Trying to remind me of the doctor's appointment. Yeah. Okay. Cool. See that? Yeah, that's the doctor's. They just messaged me. So, again, big day for the ministry. Hopefully, we can get this filed before the end of the day. I'm going to actually try to get this done before the end of the day. So, we're making some serious progress out here. That we got good news on the power. I've called the people to come inspect the line, where to dig, so we're not digging over anybody else's utilities, and they can make a note where the new utilities are going in the records. So, got to do it by the book out here. I want to make sure that this ministry can't be taken and can stay here. So, and a lot of red tape to jump through, but it is what it is. I got to do it, guys. I don't want to come this far. And like I said, it's not about the money, but I think I have about 100,000 into this ministry. So I would hate to lose it over some code violation or something. You know what I'm saying? That they could easily, if this town is having some issues with financing, so they could easily start trying to crack down to find people to generate income for people. And they actually, there's been some of that going on, talk of it. So I don't want to get caught in that and have 10 years worth of work out here just to be thrown away. That's a lot of work to just see. There's so much potential here for future. For everybody that's part of this ministry is welcome here. Anybody that's been part of this ministry for any period of time is always welcome to come here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing it for me. I didn't purchase the land for me. Nobody ever comes. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm going to keep going until I can, but I think I can get the locals to come here. Once it's actually a physical ministry, I do think that I will be able to get a few voices out here, come here and have a discussion with me. It'd be cool because I'll hold a live stream here if I do a small, service out here, some kind of study. We'll live stream it. It'll be doing it over in the new building, so lots coming for this ministry, guys. I'm excited to think what could happen, and got to keep my nose down and exciting to see power put out here, because I'm extremely excited about putting a freeze dryer out here. I'm getting overrun with eggs. I had eggs for breakfast. I just, I don't want to waste them. I'll feed them back to the chickens. They will not be wasted. They will not waste anything. I don't waste not, want not. So definitely would like to see other people doing this. You know what I'm saying? Use these facilities for the ministry. I know you guys have your lives and stuff, and I'm probably not, we're not close to each other, some of us, but maybe someday, we'll get some people from the ministry out here, and that'll be amazing, to see people come out here and enjoy all the fruits of this labor. It's a neat little valley out here. It's got just so much going for it. So people are taking advantage of it. It's being very cheap out here too. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that people can come out here and you can own or build it all by yourself. I probably could have cut almost half that cost out of that 100,000 that I've spent, brothers, sisters, if I'd had more money to begin with. You know what I'm saying? No, we know who built the pyramids. We know how they built the pyramids, and so pyramids are no, there's no mystery in what the pyramids are. Those are energy. They're pointed at Orion's belt. It's the same thing like with the Ankh. It's a harvest energy. Tartaria technology. They just don't, there's no mystery on that, you know. And gravitics, there's no gravity, but polarity and magnetics is how they were built. And remember, they used to be capped with the, you know, they were, could be seen for, remember, they just came and said what's underneath them. They're not tombs. There was nobody buried in them. So there's no mystery behind the pyramids. There's no mystery behind Egypt. They were pagans, just like Americans, pagans, Satanists, native pagans. They weren't natives. They came, they were, the Chinese were here in the 14th century. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Vikings came here before. People are lost. There's no, they just erased the history and are not telling you. But if you actually seek, you can find the history of the pyramids. There's no guessing on what the pyramids are. These megalithic structures are all over this rock. They're not just in Egypt. They're in China. They're in America. I have 3 of them sitting right behind me in the same exact alignment, because they found the oldest clothing right here on this rock right here. Oregon is the north, it outdates anything in the northern hemisphere. It is the oldest place. So there's 3 of them right here in the same exact locations, in the same shape, right here, right behind me, literally right behind me. So they're everywhere, you know, but people don't see them. You know, go look up China. There's so many of them in China. South America, the Mayans, you know, that's people of act, you know, there's no mystery. It's a mystery to you. But keep studying. Keep studying. You can uncover the mysteries. And then don't listen to everybody tells you. Not everything you hear on the internet's true. You have to discern things. So, but they are Tartaria technology. They harvest energy out of the ether. They're things that used to reach up into our upper atmosphere, brothers and sisters. They're because of these megalithic structures and the way the whole currents in a cycle will shoot these columns up, and Jack and the Giant Beanstalk is not a fairy tale. You know, fairy is a Celtic demon. It is a tale, but it's talking about a times past where we have an electrical connection to our sun. You know, okay, but listen, bang. Conspiracy theory. There's a difference between being theory and fact, isn't there? Most all of us conspiracy theorists were vindicated during the COVID. I have 13 years on YouTube, okay? So I know what it's like to be called tinfoil hat wearing. Look at the Central Intelligence Agency, where it's not very intelligent because they're not arresting any of these pedophiles, are they? So they don't sound very intelligent to me, all these people doing this, but that is a coined term, coined by the CIA. They did that to make people do what they're doing to you. So they think you're crazy, like Noah was crazy for 126 years. You know what I'm saying? So again, conspiracy theory is something that was invented so that people, you start talking about something and they will say, well, you're crazy. Think about how it is today. There's 5 of you, right? Well, not all of you are right. One of you's right. No, 4 of you are right, but one of you's wrong. You're not all right, but because this one wants to be the right one, because this one's right too, and this one's right too, and this one, they won't talk to each other, and they won't talk to this one, and now nothing ever gets figured out. That's how bad it's gotten. That's called divide and conquer. Red team, blue team, they had it in Rome, you know, R2D2, your LGB32D2, your C3PO, PD3, PDO, P3PO. That's the president, right? Okay, but, and you know, divide and conquer. You're this melanin, you're black, you're white, you're brown, you're red, you're yellow. That's divide and conquer, is it not? That separates us. That doesn't get us that causes the infighting to where we won't even talk to each other. So that term conspiracy theory was made to get people not to talk to each other. It works well, this left-right paradigm where, hey, I don't like that Trump does this. Oh, you like Biden? Well, I don't like Biden does this. You like Trump? Wait a minute, maybe there was something that I like that Biden does, like he pulled out of Afghanistan. His pullout game sucks. You're not supposed to leave anything behind. Who taught that guy his pullout game? But at least he pulled out after 20 years, right? He pulled out of a war that we never should have went in to begin with. 20 years in Afghanistan, right? So his pullout game sucks, but he still pulled out. Oh, but I can't ever call. I say Biden. Oh my God, you like Biden? No, I don't like Trump. He's a pedophile. Oh, well, you see that right now with people? They won't talk to each other. And they're, yeah, that's right. Now look what happened. Look at Syria. Look at all those bases. I'm a veteran, Desert Storm. Look at all those bases. We went over there and 11 of them, Iran just smoked them. There's nothing left there. I mean, there is, but they hit all the infrastructure. Everything we worked for over there, they just destroyed. It's just, so don't listen to people. Right now, we're too far. You live with the border of Afghanistan. You live on the border. You're not from America. Can I come live with you? I don't want to be in America anymore. I hate this country so much. I hate America. I hate America. I hate this country so much. I hate the sin that this country commits. I hate the fact I'm a veteran. Desert Storm, that's Iraq. You know how many Iraqi children and women lost their lives? Not battle dress uniform men that signed up for war, but innocents lost life, and nobody cares about that. Like they just blew up 120 Iranian children, and those all the staff over there were female. So there was something like 157 or something like that, a whole bunch of females, and nobody in America cares. They're savages. Americans are freaking disgusting. They have no thought of their own. They got people dying on the streets, and we're sending $3 more billion to Netanyahu in Israel. They have universal health care, and we're the only nation to ever use a nuclear bomb against a nuclear ordinance against another country, and we have the balls to tell another country they can't have a nuclear fucking bomb. Tell me that this country isn't the most disgusting, filthy country ever. That is called hypocrisy. How the hell do you tell a country we're the only person to ever bomb somebody with a nuclear bomb, and we're going to tell a country they can't have a nuclear fucking bomb? That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. So you can't tell me that America is the worst country to ever, especially right now in this exact second that I'm speaking. It's just disgusting. They won't arrest the pedophiles. Nobody fucking cares. The law enforcement's not doing anything about it. They arrest people for fucking the stupidest shit. Their grass is too fucking long. They get a violation. They don't pay it. Now they get fucking SWAT raided. I had my house SWAT raided for standing up to because they wanted to throw my son in prison because they said he didn't do his probation, and then he did it all over again, and then they still wanted to throw him in prison. And I said, you're not throwing him in prison, and I have a record that came and hit me in the face. I have a doctor's appointment because of this. Fuck myself up. Really, it did tear gas his house. I still haven't even fixed the windows in this place. And that's the America that I serve, this fucking country, the right of the people. That's how much they give a fuck about a veteran like me. I've asked for help, too, from this fucking ministry, this country before. These people start GoFundMes for a bunch of ate-up fucking veterans that don't care about people's rights, and they start GoFundMes. My son's fucking dead and missing, and nobody will even help me. Not one fucking person in America will come to my aid. I've reported it in my fucking trial. My son has been dead and murdered, and then you think this system's so great in America? I said, my son has been dead and murdered, potentially my daughter raped in this courtroom. Does anybody care? And they still just threw me in jail. They don't care. They fucking don't care. I can't even leave the country. If I could leave the country, I would leave today. I'd leave all this shit, everything I hear behind. I'm so deep into this shit. I'd walk away from it with nothing but my dog and the clothes on my back and my scriptures, my Texas Receptus, and I'm out of here. I don't need none of it. I'll walk away from all of it. Okay? Hate this fucking country. Hate what it's done to me. It killed my son and daughter, got my son and daughter killed. Then they won't even look for them. If they're alive, nobody's even going to look for them. Like I said, nobody even fucking helped me look for them when I asked. I called the fucking feds. I called the state police. I called the counties went missing in. I told the fucking people. Then the guy threw me in jail because I said he wasn't looking for my son because he was missing. I got thrown in jail. Here I am 2 years later. I just went and talked to him again and said the same thing. He could have thrown me in jail again, but whatever. That's this country that people love so much. You take a veteran like me who served your fucking rights, and now I'm asserting just my First Amendment, no violence, and they throw me in jail and nobody fucking came to help me. This country is disgusting. So I'd love to move to Iran, wherever. I don't know where you said you're at, bang, but I hate this country so fucking much. It's filthy. Here I sit today and nobody even gives a fuck about my son or daughter. I reported this over and over again and nobody cares. And now I'm on fucking probation because I stood up and said, you can't throw my son in fucking jail because he's already done all this. He got in trouble, yeah, but he fixed his problems. He did it 2 times. That's double jeopardy. You're not even supposed to do that to anybody. And then they still fucking try to throw him in jail anyways. And now he's gone, and my daughter. So fuck this country. As soon as I can leave, I'm out of here. So if I could leave today, I would leave. But I'm on fucking probation. They won't let me leave. For trying to stand up so they wouldn't let me throw my son in jail. Instead, I got thrown in jail. They threw us all in jail. Actually, they shot him with his hands over his fucking head. It's on the live stream if you want to see it, because I live streamed it. Literally shot him his hands over his fucking head. He's walking, you can see him walking towards me. He's fucking he's not resisting anywhere for him. They still shot him anyways. You know, fucking took my daughter and kidnapped her without a warrant. And that's why I think my daughter and son are gone, because they're covering up for their fucking negligence and their fucking misconduct. So, so I hate America so fucking much, but I'm making the best of it, and I'm still living the American dream while I'm here. I'm still living the fucking American dream. I have more shit that I know what to do with. I got fucking abundance coming out. I got fucking eggs coming out my ass. I got food. I got enough food. I can shut the door and stay here for 20 fucking years, and y'all could fuck off. I'd be all right, because and everything could be taken for me, so I'd be willing to walk away from all of it and still go to the woods and say, fuck it, you can have it. I'm living the dream, and I ain't sleeping. So I have fucking abundance, man. I got more than I know what to do with. My problem is that I can't fucking share what I have. So I'm ready to go start all over. I can see that. I guess that's what's going on in my life. I do this sometimes. Rug pull my own self. I'm doing perfect, and I go, whoosh. I guess I need a challenge in life, right? So kind of like Tracy Chapman's song, start all over. So yeah, no, it's all the governments, brother, sister. It doesn't matter which country you're in. You're run by a bunch of PDF files, and they're all in on it. Remember Lockstep, XXX, Down on the X, they all did it. They all did the fucking code bullshit. So here we go again. HANTA, okay, guys? HANTA means nonsense in Hebrew. HANTA means lies or, deception. Here we go again. Another scam. Scam is what it means. Scam. HANTA. Virus is not a lie. Here we go again. See, I can't stand being in this country. How the fuck is this a free country? Suppose they have everybody have access to a fucking phone and nobody can figure out that a virus is not alive. Because I live with a bunch of fucking idiots. They don't take the time. They're never seen. They're unskilled, unlabored, unheard. They're going to work. They're specialists. Okay? They're specialists. So, just like your doctor. Your doctor used to come to your, like a midwife, come to your house, tell you how to keep healthy, fucking sit down, talk with you. They can do just about anything. Now they fish you out. Remember the big farm guy? Fish you out to this guy or that guy, or a bunch of fucking specialists, right? So, in a box, brothers, sisters, they're in a box. But, okay. I just wanted to let you guys know. I had to come in here. Like I said, I'm going to wrap this up here in about 10 minutes or so and try to call the county and see if I can get the right description on what they want for the foundation for the house, the manufactured home. So I'm still doing this shit here. Like I said, I don't care. I don't like this country. It doesn't mean that I'm not living the dream here. I just sucks that nobody else wants to fucking do what I'm doing or enjoy it with me. So there's other people doing it, but not, not as a whole. There's not, there is. There's a lot of homestead groups. Just go look up homesteading groups. You'll find there are a lot of people that are, not a lot. I'm fooling myself. It's a small number, but there is a substantial amount of people that are already trying and to be not part of the system and checking, and they're their own system in many ways. And they still have one foot in the system, just like me. And they game the shit out of the system until the system is no more. And then they're going to, new system comes. They've got one foot out of the system. They don't like it. They're going to their own system. A new one comes, right? If you're both feet in the system, when the new system comes, you're going to go in the system. If you don't have one foot out of the system, when the new one comes, guess what? You're going into the new system. With both feet in the system, you don't have one out. No, you're going to go in the new one. So if you don't have one foot out now, you're way behind, brothers, sisters. It doesn't mean you can't do anything. I already told you could start out with a half a dozen chickens and a small garden and tell the system to eat a big fat one, and be successful and not need all this bullshit that you think you need. what I'm saying? But, yes, absolutely, because FEMA comes in. They do all that. Good conversations, guys. Seriously, though, I mean, look at the red tape in this country. You know what I'm saying? The red tape in this country. In another country like Bangladesh or Mexico or any country, Syria, I don't care. If a building gets blown up, people don't ask to go in there and you got to wait for the fucking cops to show up, FEMA show up. Oh, they table. No, they're dead bodies. There's people in there just fucking suffering. And Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Katrina, much. And look at what our fucking government does when they get involved. They fuck everything they get their hands on. There's not no such thing as government funded. There's only taxpayer funded. But in America, you don't even see. You'll see people fucking just sit there and wait for FEMA to come so they can start pulling rocks off of people. They don't do that in other countries. They go right in there and start removing rubble, brothers, sisters. They don't think about it. They don't think about red tape. So this country has become probably one of the most unfree countries to live in. Everybody's in debt, so we're not free. Stand on the X, go inside, flatten the curve, shut down your business. That don't sound free to me. Your lawn can't be too long or we'll fucking fine you, SWAT raid you if you don't fucking pay your fine. That don't sound free to me. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on. You have to send your kid. You don't have to do anything. No victim, no fucking crime, remember? So, yeah. Then look at Helene, even worse. Helene was even worse in many ways. Katrina was horrible. That's what they're going to do. That's to come. They're going to put you all in a fucking Super Bowl, Ziggy. They're going to put you all in a stadium, in a Super Bowl. What is to come? Millimeter domes, the golden domes, the 15-minute cities. Disgusting what happened there, huh? Go in on the top of the hills and took people's Second Amendment from them that weren't even in the floodplains. Red tape. So, because there was people using them in the lower areas, they went and took people behind locked gates, made them open up, and took their Second Amendment items and never gave them back. It's a little pre-trial of what's going to happen to America when they come here and finish off and take all the guns from America. They're going to do it. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to defend yourself. People think they are, but they won't. They'll shoot too quick, like I said the last time, and then they'll film it all, and they'll have a reason to come and take everybody's weapons. Everybody starts shooting at them, and they're not shooting at them. They're coming to take them. But if you shoot too soon, like a double pump chump, and come out the gate too quick, you're going to ruin it for everybody. You know what I'm saying? She ain't happy. Well, I guess you are, but nah, it's not going to work out for you. So I see that happening. Remember Mr. Warp Speed on his first administration said he'd bring the National Guard to your door to deliver you the jab. He ain't delivering, he's picking up. Not the jab, the poker. He's going to pick up what you could poke somebody else with. You know, the lead, the hot, the little, so. Well, I'm telling you when, Ziggy, it's going to come with the great fake deception, the alien invasion. They're going to do that, and they're going to say you guys are evil. All you guys do is war. You're a bad guy. You guys war, and you have weapons, and they're bad, and you guys are bad because you kill each other. So we're going to fix this for you. We got all the answers. It's them, brothers and sisters, and the robots, dressed up with sex doll neoprene. Whatever. Spock, nano, sex dolls, dressed up. You don't think they've had this technology for how long? You ever seen those little babies? Those things are wicked. Who the hell needs a baby? Come on, you made a whole line of babies for women who lose their children during pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? To look exactly, dude, that's some pedo stuff there. Yeah, you put that skin on a freaking robot and make it blue. Now you got blue people walking around. Avatars. Smurf, Papa Smurf. So he's a bigger Smurf. He's a Smegger. He's bigger than a Papa Smurf. He's a blue, big Smurf. He's a Smegger. You ever seen one of them? The big Smegger robots? No. People think this ain't going to happen, brothers and sisters. I see how they can just whack everybody. Think about this. All you have to do is convince everybody a computer is alive. Then you put the computer in the robot and tell the people that the computer did it. Oh, wait, the robot did it. The robot's alive now too, right? It's alive. Oh my God, they're out. Remember Wall-E, they thought they put this iRobot or something. Didn't they already do this? Elon Musk has warehouses of these things. Donald Trump, Gates got them. All these elite got warehouses of these DARPA dogs. All you don't think they're gonna have Star Wars, or they'll be fighting each other? Oh, we got a faction. We got good ones and bad ones. You don't think that could happen in your lifetime? Okay, whatever. You didn't think you'd had 3D printed food, and now they print 3D steaks. The Jetsons are here. Flying cars were released in 2023 by the FFA. It's here, brothers, sisters. You'll never have a flying car, but you might have a Tesla, but you'll not have a flying car. So, but I was thinking about getting one too, guys. I've been thinking about getting an electric car down the road in the future. Not to have as a permanent thing, but I think it'd be a great idea. Well, no, a bigger, like Ziggy, Smiggy or Smigger, bigger. A bigger blue Smurf is a Smigger. So, like a big robot Smurf or Smiggers. So, copy. So. Oh my gosh. They wouldn't be Smooge. That's UGE, Smooge, right? They're Smurfs, so they're Smigger, not Smooge. Maybe that's this other faction, the Smooge against the Smiggers. These are the big blue robots. So they're like an avatar, but they're real because they're big blue people. They're Smiggers. They look kind of like Smurfs. So I don't know, bro. It's just what the hell they're going to do. But I do know they show this in television over and over. They show us what they're going to do. Remember, John Connor, I'll be back. Jesus Christ, So there you go, guys. This is, like I said, this is Project Blue Book. It's Project Blue Book, brothers, sisters. It's called The Great Deception, and it's upon us. They already started the release. Remember, they already released, instead of the Epstein files, they released the GFO files, the government flying objects. I mean, the unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. I mean, UFO. Get the out of here. GFO. All right. But anyways, they released the files. You know what I'm saying? They tried to release the files. No, they didn't release the files, brothers, sisters. No, it doesn't say anything about a new world order in scripture, just so you know. It talks about a great deception, but that's their deception. Never says one world religion, never says one world currency, never says one world government, never even says it one time. It's almost like people waiting for remember, the Third World War is the Third World War has already started and everybody's waiting for the Third World War, right? No, World War III to happen. See how that works? It's already here. So it's already here. It's already here. You don't need to wait for that. It's been going on for forever, That's right. They'll spit on you. They don't care. You eat the goy slop. Why would they not? Don't you eat the goy slop? You eat the goy slop. Most people don't even read the name of the labels. You know what I'm saying? They don't read the labels on what they even eat. They don't care. I encourage on people on this ministry to grow their own food, not have a revolution. Rat, poop, HANTA. Have an evolution. Go around the system, not grow another thumb or get stuck on dumb like leaning on a kickstand. Do something. Grow some food. Grow some potatoes in a basket, some tomatoes. In America, the food looks like it's all plastic at the stores. They're all the same size. They're all the same shape. And they all got that shiny, look like grandma's or Nana's. Remember that cornucopia or basket she had with a plastic fruit on the table? That's exactly what the food looks like at the grocery stores here in America. It's all poison. How much of the percentage of the food in America, if you live in America, do you think is edible? That does not have some kind of corn syrup, preservative, filler, dye. What percentage of food in the American stores right now, I don't care if it's your Piggly Wiggly, your Kroger, your Winco, your Walmart, how much food in the grocery stores do you think is actually organic, edible, what you would call food 500 years ago, 100 years ago? How much of the food in a American, all the box, bag, can, and the vegetables, and fuck America. How much, guys? Come on. Give it a percentage. How much do you think of the American food is truly an edible food that would not have some kind of, riboflavin, fucking maltodextrin, MSG, a fucking preservative, some kind of filler, I can't, what is the name of that other, I keep saying sorghum, but that's not sorghum. It's corn syrup, dye, yellow lake, blue, red. See, Bangladesh, see, you want to get out of this country. There's no food available here in America unless you grow it yourself. And yet we just keep going to the stores and eating the shit. It's disgusting. See? Thank you. Elv. Evil. Evil. All right, evil. Right, what are those called good evil and evil good? What's evil? They're going to call you evil if you tell them don't eat that shit at the grocery store. Oh, come on, man. How are we going to do anything? Oh, you're evil if you grow your own fucking tomatoes. That'll put you on the list with the government. You want to get on the government's list? You want to piss them off? Grow some fucking tomatoes. That'll piss them off. Yeah, you want to get a red check mark for growing some red tomatoes? So there's no food available, brothers, sisters, and yet day after day, people go to fucking work to eat that slop, pay for that fucking house that they're never going to own. It's just disgusting. 2 to 3%. Thank you, Ziggy. I think you're probably correct. That was my thoughts. That was mine. I thought about 2 to 3% could probably be actually some kind of food that you might. Fuck it, it's all poison, brothers, sisters. It's a goddamn silent weapon, and you don't give a fuck because you don't hear it. Am I speaking loud enough? It's a silent weapon, brothers, sisters. It's not happening because you want bombs till it's a fucking weapon, right? Americans are zombies, man. They got the fucking brain rot from the food they eat. Too much genetically modified food. They're fucking with their gut bacteria. The children are targeted with all these dyes, zebra fucking stripes and pink fucking ding or whatever, snowball. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, you know? And nobody even tries to grow any food in this country. You're a bunch of fucking weak ass Americans. Just face it. At least I try. Try to fucking grow at least one potato plant. You can't grow any potatoes? You don't have a windowsill where you got some kind of temperature? You can't grow some chives, some fucking coriander, some cilantro, anything. Shit, take a avocado and stick some fucking toothpicks in it and let it grow a plant. You can regrow your carrots, your onions, anything like that. You cut the top and regrow it. No, I'm not going to. Strawberries. Put a fucking slice of strawberry off. You'll have anything. They won't try. It's at the store. Fuck it. There's food at the store. There's poison. It's food flavored poison, brothers, sisters. So, and it's crazy, KZN, and as I've done some research on it, the highest obesity rate in America is the poorest. Why? Because they're not eating any fresh foods. There's no fucking, they live in food deserts. They're eating out of the fucking box, bag, and can from the liquor store or whatever, the convenience store. They're not eating any real fucking food. They have no access to fresh meat and fresh vegetables. They're eating fucking tuna helper out of a can. They're eating, fucking Alpo dog food is whatever. They're fucking beef stew, whatever. They're not eating anything with any nutritional value to it. And it lacks. It's very, you can't even, my dog food's got more nutrition than anything I get in a fucking can or a box or a bag. My dog food is probably better for me that I buy my diamond lamb and rice than anything I can get at the store overall. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man. Good stuff. Outstanding. See, I told you, all you got to do is get outside this country, brothers, sisters. It's not everybody outside this country. There's a bunch of shit bags in every country. There's niggers in every fucking race. White niggers, black niggers, brown niggers, red niggers, and yellow niggers. I grew up in the concrete jungle. There's white niggers that hold their breath to turn blue. We got the orange nigger in chief. Niggers an attitude. Niggers like the world owes you something. Some people go out there and do it on their own. Nobody owes you anything. Don't expect anything. You don't deserve anything. Go do it for yourself. Be self-sufficient. Help another brother out so there'll be extra bread and extra fish. Quit thinking that everybody's going to give a man fish, brothers, sisters, and then give him a fishing pole. And if he don't want to work, don't feed him. Those who don't work don't eat. That's right. Don't be giving them fish every day. Father don't want us to help people who don't want to help themselves. Okay? That's why I'm ready to get the fuck out of this country. I hate fucking America so much. A bunch of people eating the goy slop, don't fucking care, going to work, paying for a fucking building where they really already succeeded, but now they got to get a bigger one and more and more and more and pay and consume, and they're never fucking happy, and they just live fucking miserably. You walk out on the streets, it's a zombie fucking nation. It is. It's a zombie nation eating zombie food, They maybe if they're living the American dream, they get to take one fucking vacation a year where they're so stressed out about being fucking gone for they got to get back that they never even actually enjoy the vacation that they're on. They get to do that once a year if they're lucky, and there's no such thing as luck. That's the fucking American dream, to work till you're 67 years old, retire, where your bones are all fucking busted like mine and shit, and now you're going to go enjoy your life when you're fucking all frail and got fucking fibromyalgia and, you know what I'm saying, degenerative disc disease, all those old injuries are coming back. Yeah, right. That's not the fucking dream. Live it right now, brothers, sisters. Get the fuck out of the system. Grow some food. Get a small plot of land. 10 rabbits can make as much as a whole cow. 3 does and $7 will make a whole full-size fucking Angus. And you tell me you can't do it, huh? Think about that. A family of 3 or 4, 2 kids, 3 kids, 5, 2 adults, 3 kids with a dozen chickens and a small hobby farm could tell the system to go fuck off, could tell the system and never go back to the store for hardly anything, and be much more selective, because they could probably be pretty selective on where they spend their money. No, they won't do that. They got to live in a bigger house and fucking keep getting in a bigger, live the American dream and not even think about, no, that's how it works. Most neighbors in America don't even know their fucking neighbor. The way I grew up, it was, lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Well, here, just take the whole dozen eggs. Tell your mom, just have them. That's fine. If I need some eggs, I'll come over and get some from you guys another time. Don't worry, sweetie. Just go ahead and take the whole dozen. You remember that life, guys? Are you that old in America where you could go over to the neighbor, mom would send you over there to get something because you ran short, and they were more than happy to give it to you. As long as you didn't abuse it going over there. There was always that one, but as long as you didn't abuse it, people knew their neighbors. People don't even know their neighbors anymore, and they lived next to them for 10 years. This nation is done. It's a zombie. Put a fork in it. She's done. So I'm done too, guys. I got to get off here and go call this county. Love you, brothers, sisters. Thanks for letting me rant. I can't hold this PTSD any longer. I can't. It's bothering me every day with this nation. We're one day away from fucking, them putting us all on lockdown. I don't want to see that for America. I don't like what's going on here, but I don't want to see people rights trampled again. And they're potentially going to already have done it. And so I am trying to keep my head down, you know what I'm saying? And just teach people not to fight with each other. That's a revolution. They want you to fight. Okay. Appreciate you coming in. Bang. That's a revolution. Put 6 in a revolver and left team, right team. We could do this without firing at anybody. Nobody has to fire any shots. It's called go around the system. Evolution, not revolution. You're like a rat going nowhere. You wonder why you never get ahead, because you're in the system. You got to go around the system, brothers, sisters. People can't get that in their head. You got to go around the system. That one tomato plant, that one water filter, that gives you independence, brothers, sisters. This is a 100,000-gallon water filter you can carry. A lot of countries, children stay alive in other countries because they use a filtration, water, life straw, Sawyer. These are ways to check out of the system. There are ways to do it. A small solar bank. I've been doing this for 5 years. I haven't had a power bill for 5 years. There's ways to beat the system, okay? Come back again, and we'll talk about it again another time. Appreciate you guys' time. There are links in the description. If you want to support this ministry monetarily, you don't have to ever give a dime. This ministry doesn't need the money unless you just got abundance of it. You could send it this way. So, not at $5 a gas. I don't see anybody having any extra, so I wouldn't expect you to send anything small, because I would hope that you would spend that in your area on the people that you have, okay? You can't tell me there's somebody in your area that you can't help before sending it here. I think there probably is. How about yourself? Help yourself out. Go get yourself that water filter or something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Help the people out around you. Get some rice and beans for your neighbor if they come over hungry. They got kids. They might not have anything, man. There are some things you could do right now. The store's open. Everything's on sale. Not meaning discounted, but you can still get it, right? Red, green, yellow, blue, orange. All the flavors of the rainbow are there for your taking today. It's Monday, guys. You don't go to the store and buy teepee when everybody's chasing you down for the last roll, right? You don't go to the store when it's closed. You don't fix your roof when it's raining. You fix it when it's dry, okay? The calm before the storm, brothers, sisters, this is kind of a calm. Even though it's chaotic right now, if you can go to the store without anybody chasing you there or chasing you home, pretty good day to go down there. The captain hasn't put the fast seatbelt sign on, has he yet? So, all right, do what you can, brother, sister. Don't overdo anything. Just do it. The tortoise and the hare, who wins the race, right? Don't come out the gate too fast and teeter out. This is going to be a long race to the end. Nothing is going to, we're not at the end of the world. We're nowhere close to the end of the world, okay? We're nowhere close to the end of the world. So don't get that mentality. Then you're going to want to put your head down and not do anything. You're actually supposed to have extra oil and put up for your children's children. So you wouldn't be living in fear. You're like, oh, crap. Oh, okay, I did something about that. Conspiracy theorist, remember, is a coined term by the CIA. At this point in time, if somebody calls you a conspiracy theorist, don't talk to them. You'll find people that love what it is that you're talking about, and they will ask you more. I can't get enough of it. You won't even need to try. They'll be like, no, more, bang. I need more of that. Please give me more. Okay? Because you originally we kind of started this conversation. Are you aware of that? Where we're at now, I've been doing this 13 years on YouTube. I have 6 channels. I'm not new to this, okay? I have thousands, tens of thousands of hours of content on this platform. CIA conspiracy theorists is meant to get people to not even try, okay? You can help people by helping people that want to help themselves. As you're out spreading your truths, you're going to get resistance. Good. They just don't want it. But if you find somebody who loves what you're talking about, they're not going to call you a conspiracy theorist. They're going to be like, dude, hold on, sit down. Bang, sit down, bang, hold on, sit down. I want to hear that, right? That's a whole different than you're fucking nuts, dude. What the hell's wrong with you, right? We're past the tipping point now, bang. You know, Roadrunner, he goes off the cliff. We're already kind of, you know what I'm saying? The boat's already sinking. We know that. Some of us see it. So let him steer the ship. Don't stop what you're doing just because somebody says that you are a conspiracy theorist or something. Actually, like I said, just walk away from those people. We're not past that time. You know what I'm saying? Or we're not in that time anymore. We used to be, we're kind of getting towards the cliff. I remember when we were there, but we're not there anymore. We already went off the cliff. So do you understand what I'm saying there, Yash? Are you understanding and overstanding as you go out there and you find people? Because we're not past that time, and we're already past the scamdemic. We already know that America went over there and just started bombing Iran, and they've never even done any. Some of us are awake. So that's the people I can hear that you're going to want to talk to. People are hungry. There's people who like your comment. There are people that are hungry for what it is that you have to say, and they're not going to call you crazy. Remember, they called Noah crazy for 126 years. Never even one drop. Remember? Not one drop of water as it rained on this rock. He didn't listen to the world, did he? He listened to that still voice inside his head, didn't he? But he still had to build the boat, right? He still had to put legs on faith, and he still had to. So keep doing what you're doing, because we like that in here. We like people who like to share truths and know actors and just act like everything's okay. There are many things that we're not trying to fix. Most of them we're not. We're trying to, again, help the people we can help in our own little circle. Remember, don't send any money here unless you just got a grip load of it. If you got a small amount, help the people in your area. Help your circle. It's like when that I don't like masks, but when the mask drops down in an airplane, you want to put it on yourself so that you can help the others around you. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys get that. As you go along in your days, don't try to help people who don't want to help themselves. Father doesn't want us to help people who do not want to help themselves. And then we'll get off here. Do you understand? Because we're going to keep doing this. We're never going to stop, brothers. We're going to do this to the day I die. You die, we're not going to get black-pilled. I know some of us are just not. I've been doing it 13 years. I don't think I'm going to get black-pilled. 13 years of doing this. But you'll find people who are hungry for the word, and they'll, like I said, they'll tell you, sit down. So we did appreciate you coming in here, Bang. You know, like I said, that you'll find others. You know, I've seen a couple others are making comments. We appreciate good comments in here. That's what makes this ministry. So find your tribe wherever you're at. You know what I'm saying? Of people, not just tickle your ear and rub your own, fancy, but find people who will talk about the hard things and won't be, oh my God, I don't talk about politics. Man, have you seen the weather? It's just kind of nutty. I don't do politics. Dude, I'm trying to talk about the weather, not politics. So help people want to help themselves. Find people, bro. So you're not going to find them very often. But as you're going through your days, you'll be like, that somebody would be like, oh yeah, absolutely. They're going to add to you and they're not going to give you that resistance, right? Where somebody just doesn't want to hear it. Just like they put up that wall. You won't get that wall from people who are hungry. Don't listen to anybody who calls you a conspiracy theorist. They're just stuck in a box. So good conversation. Appreciate you coming in, guys. Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you guys hanging out here and having a conversation. Yeah, I got to get on the county. Enjoy your day, guys. Links are in the description. Again, if you want to support the ministry, there's CashApp, PayPal. Come back. So thank you for your time. Come back when you can spend more. Like I said, the only way I can make it up to you is if you come here and spend more time with me. Now you're spending more of your time. Thanks for your time. I'm kind of a time robber. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.